This is probably the least known one, and most definitely the health secret that most people don't know how to address. They don't know what they're even doing with it. They're so stressed out to begin with, they don't know how to eliminate their stress. So tell us your health secret for the elimination of stress and therefore the culmination of health and a better life.
Well, my health secret number 4 is reduce your stress levels. And that's probably one of the hardest things for people to learn how to do, because people don't really recognize stress and how damaging it is on the body. I mean, we have so many stressors involved in today's society. I mean, you have negativity constantly that's being preached on the news. You can be in a state of stress driving your car, eating your food. So what we have, and at work too, being overloaded, or mothers at home with kids and just juggling so many things in your life that constantly, with our research, we're looking at the factor of stress and degenerative disease. I mean, especially when you start putting all the toxins from air and water and food and microbes and electromagnetic radiation, which is a big causer of stress, those frequencies constantly bombarding your mind. And when you get all these toxic chemicals that are up in your mind, MSG, cadmium, mercury, lead, endocrine disrupting chemicals, phthalates, all these that can be excitotoxins. That is the cause of stress and depression and anxiety, because even if you're depressed, let's say, most likely you're stressed. Even if you're having anxiety, most likely you're stressed. There's 2 different types of stress. There's distress and there's eustress. So eustress would be a good form of stress and distress would be a bad form of stress. When you're exhibiting the bad form of stress, your body's immune system immediately goes down by 50%. You're not feeling good. It's hard for your body to process, because your body goes into what's called the sympathetic state instead of the parasympathetic state. The parasympathetic state is when your body's relaxed. And the sympathetic state is the fight or flight response that you're in. And that is when your body, the blood goes to the internal organs, and you're needed to, preserve your energy. And that's when you get that anxiety, and that's when you usually have these states where you're highly energetic and then you crash down, because your body is constantly going in a fight or flight response scenario. So negative emotional patterns, aggression, fear, resentment, jealousy, all the negative emotions can cause stress on the body. The solutions for that are taking walks in nature, meditation, exercise, yoga. The fastest way, actually, to bring the body from a sympathetic state into a parasympathetic state, and I recommend this to everybody, especially families around dinner time, everybody's had a busy day, is to sit still and take 9 deep breaths. Take a deep breath through the nose and then out through the mouth 9 times. And they've done studies that is the fastest way to bring you from a stressful situation into a parasympathetic situation.
Well, you said that's like a magical number, and I've seen it done in your practice. You still consult with a few people. I've seen it in person, and they were just freaking out, had deep depression, anxiety, couldn't even sit straight, and you said 9 deep breaths, and they said, I don't believe it. They did it, and they were in a perfect state of calm. I watched it happen, and it does work. 9 deep breaths is literally the secret to calming down and removing anxiety.
Well, and a lot of people and children that have allergies, when you eat food in a sympathetic state, your body recognizes it as a toxin. So, of course, it's going to fight it off. A lot of the problems with allergies can be solved if you just bring yourself into a parasympathetic state before you eat. It's another reason why everybody's constipated out there, is because the body doesn't want to relax. The intestines won't relax. The muscles around the intestines won't relax if you're in a sympathetic state. The only time they relax is when you're in a parasympathetic state. And that's why a lot of people have bowel movements in the morning, because they've had time to relax when they were sleeping at night and they just go to the bathroom fairly easy. Or in the afternoon or in the evening sometime when they're relaxed, they'll have another bowel movement, when we should be having multiple bowel movements a day. But right now, the average person is going to the bathroom 2 to 3 times a week instead of 2 to 3 times a day.
Wow.
So, look for the things in your life that make you happy. Look for what you love to do. You know, I used to ask patients when they came in, what do you do for fun? And a lot of them couldn't even answer that question. So you really have to look at yourself and say, what makes me happy? What makes me laugh? What can I do for fun? And how can I easily reduce my stress levels? Even if you're at the office, you can take a break. It takes only 2 minutes or so to do 9 deep breaths. And you'll notice amazing differences in your body because it's the fastest way to bring yourself back to a parasympathetic state.